All right. Who's ready for this? Guys ready? Start this off with a bang here. You guys might recognize this. All right. What's up, guys? How's it going? Rocking out here. Waiting for some more people to join in here. Might as well just, rock out a little bit. All right. How's everybody doing today? Rings of Earth, what's up? All right. We got everybody joining in now. Awesome. Hello, G Money. What's up? Colin, how's it going? Kyle Coster. All right. We got everybody in here. Awesome. Everybody's pouring in and good to see. All right. Richie, how you doing? Okay, well, I think we can get started now. Seems like a pretty good time. You don't want Coaster Cafe right now. You want Coaster Review. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I can review some coasters for you if you guys would rather have that. We can talk about coasters for, an hour. You guys want that? You credited me in the description? Description for what? What description did you credit me in? Oh, you made a Cedar Point ranked video. I just saw that. Okay. I see it. Gotcha. I'll have to go check it out. No, this is a regular Coaster Cafe. I figured I'd start it out with a bang. We're just rocking out, letting everybody join in before we get started. All right, guys. Well, I think we can get started now. We got some more people in here. So without further ado, this is going to operate like normal. Intro, discuss the coffee I'm drinking. We'll talk about theme park news. I have a couple trivia questions for you guys, and then we'll do a Q&A. So sound good? All right, awesome. Do I give away mod? What do you mean? Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna address something real quick here. Spammy comments that somebody was leaving spammy comments like the whole time. Last live stream. There's probably a reason I wasn't answering it. So if you keep continuing to spam the same comment, I'm probably just gonna have to block you because I don't have to answer it. It's like we're all here to have fun, and that's fine. I like you guys asking questions, and that's all well and good. But try to keep the spam questions down. Don't ask the same question over and over and over and over and over because it was happening like all last live stream. So with that in mind, let's get started here now. I do want to ask you guys something real quick. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I know you guys are patiently waiting in here, but I was thinking this week, what would you guys think about possibly like me just like going through the news items just like real quick, just like reading all of them off, and then we can kind of discuss them afterwards because I feel like when I talk about like the news thing and I kind of wait for comments, but the comments don't show up until later. And then by the time your guys' comments show up about one topic, I'm on to the next topic. Would you guys rather just me like go down the list like really quick and then we can talk about, you know, things afterwards? Do you guys want to try that? Yes, you do want to try that down the list? Okay. Anybody else? We got 13 people in here and I've only heard two people say yes or no. So I'm just going to wait like I don't know, 20 seconds or so. Sure. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Sounds like people want to do that. So I'm just going to read down the list. Or no, we got to do the. I got to discuss my coffee first. All right. So it sounds good, guys. Thank you. Thank you. So I have my awesome Maverick mug here. I love this thing, one of my favorites. And I have my Green Glass Coffee Company coffee that I made this morning. Absolutely delicious coffee from Paw Paw, Michigan. As you guys probably know from the last live stream, Adam from the Chain Lift designed the logo for Green Glass Coffee. So that's pretty awesome. And I decided to support a small company. I love coffee and, you know, I love coasters, obviously. Adam designed the logo. I'm like, I'm going to try this out. It's really good coffee. So, yep. Anyway, we're going to get into the news now. Like I said, I'm going to read all of these news items. I'm going to read all of these news items really quick. And then afterwards, we can just discuss, you know, whatever ones we want to talk about. Okay, so Waldemar lays off staff and halts construction for Rally Racer and Whirlwind, which are two new attractions for this year, a SBF spinner and a water slide. Six Flags parks are going to be closed until at least mid-May now. They have stated that. Fantasy Island in Long Beach, New Jersey. Not the one that just closed in New York, but Fantasy Island in Long Beach, New Jersey. There was a fire there at the Scoops Up ice cream parlor. Firefighters contained it. Nobody was hurt, so that's great. It was only that building, so that's good. The Las Vegas shutdown has been extended. I don't know all the details on this, but Las Vegas continuing to be shut down, which is a good thing, I think. Kennywood has delayed their May 2nd opening and prep work has stopped. Now, I was confused about this because I thought they were only going to be open until May, or I thought they were going to open on May 9th anyway. But they said they delayed their May 2nd opening. On April 19th, Disney is going to begin furloughing staff whose jobs are not necessary, which basically means they're laid off. I guess they're still employed, but they can collect unemployment since they won't be making their regular money. Let's see. Legoland New York has delayed their opening to 2021. Simply a very smart move. Very smart move. There's no reason they should even try to open up this year if they haven't opened up yet. Disney bought 26.3 acres west of Magic Kingdom. As you guys know, Six Flags stock has been plummeting. Their stock is down 72% from where it was at the beginning of the year. To protect from a hostile takeover, a stockholder rights plan has been enacted, which will be active for 12 months. Anyone who tries to buy 10% or more of stocks from the company will trigger an option for all other shareholders, where they have the option to buy Six Flags stocks at a discount of 50%. But any current investor that already has 10% or more is exempt unless they try to buy more stock. So sounds like a decent plan for, you know, the future of Six Flags, hopefully. All right, there's confusion with the standing of Fantasy Island in New York. As far as like their rides and stuff getting removed and where they're going to go to. So we'll talk more about that later. Adventureland in Iowa has pushed back their opening to May 16th. I don't know when they normally open, probably very early May or late April, I'm guessing. Tivoli Gardens in Denmark is opening late as well on May 1st, but they're extending their season to October 4th instead of ending it in September like they normally do. And lastly, on our news list here, Cedar Point is not taking reservations or prepayment for the marina. Doesn't know when that will change. I think it'd probably be pretty wise of them to just not, do that for the foreseeable future, maybe even all season. But anyway, those are all the news items. So, what do you guys think about all that? All right, I have guys asking questions. That's awesome, but we'll do the Q&A last. So what kind of new stuff do you guys want to discuss? I read all the new stuff. Yeah, so I guess I'll just go ahead and start talking about some of these. Yeah, like I said, the Waldemir, they laid off staff. They stopped the construction of Rally Racer and Whirlwind. Whirlwind is their new SBF spinner. If you guys didn't know, Rally Racer is like some kind of water slide. I don't keep up with the water park stuff. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, and as far as like Fantasy Island in New York goes, the one that closed this year, on Screamscape, it says what is going on with Fantasy Island. They thought that 8 rides or so would be packed up and hauled off under orders of the creditor. They saw a list of rides somewhere. They can't put their finger on where it was. But everything in the park seems like kind of a mess right now. They spoke with anonymous sources. Not much progress is being made. The park was originally said to be selling off 40 rides in various games and equipment, and a lot of that has vanished from revised lists of sale items, and the number of rides from the Fantasy Island has been cut back from 40 to just 17. That's pretty sad. Or that's just the ones for sale. Some in the group were repossessed, while others apparently Apex is now trying to save for themselves with the intention of relocating to a few of their existing properties. For example, the park's Crazy Mouse, a Zamperla spinning coaster, is said to be one of the rides that will be moved elsewhere. Um, yeah, and it seems like nothing is going anymore, or nothing is going to anyone. Sorry. So I don't know, that the whole situation is just, it's really confusing. Everything is messed up. So I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, Six Flags did offer membership upgrades. Yeah, thank you, Kyle. Six Flags, like he said, offer membership upgrades for the rest of the 2020 season if you keep your membership payments going through the times when the parks are closed. But as I understand, you can also stop your payments right now and just have them continue when the parks open back up. Or you can keep paying for it and they're going to add on to it. Yeah. I don't there's If you're a Six Flags member, just go to their website and just read the conditions. I mean, it'll be much more clear on there, but yeah, so they are working with their membership holders, and that's great to hear. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know how long Vegas would be shut down. I tried looking to see on Screamscape. I didn't see anything about like how long they would be shut down. Maybe I overlooked that. But Vegas will be shut down for a while. I mean, I'm gonna assume if they extended it longer, they probably extended it at least into May. I mean, I don't know that, obviously. Um, Coaster Camp, you think it's crazy that Legoland in New York delayed their opening by a whole year? Well, for me, it's not really surprising. I guess, that's a new park. They haven't even opened yet. So if if I was somebody that was trying to open up a park this year, this would be a really bad time, a really bad year to try to open a park. So I really don't find it surprising that they delayed it to next year. That's a very smart move in my mind. Why would you start off your brand new park and introduce that potential risk? Because even if the parks do open up, like even like in the summer or whatever, um, we're still not far from removed from this at all. So it's very wise for a brand new park to just push their opening back one season, give them more time to get things ready, I'm sure. So it can't be all bad. Coaster Camp says he thinks Six Flags might sell their smaller properties when this is all over. Yeah, I think it's a possibility. I feel like at I feel like right now, like if parks open up fairly soon, like they probably will be able to push through and probably keep all their parks. But I think it is a possibility that once this is all glazed over, kind of, and everything starts to return back to normal, we could potentially see one or two parks being sold off. I'm not really expecting it to happen, but I think it's a small possibility. So, thought 2020 would be a great year for coasters. Well, yeah, it is for coasters if you can actually ride them. Oh, you had a Vegas trip planned for the last weekend of this month. Yeah, well, I mean, do the research and find out exactly. Just go look for yourself, and see when exactly they're going to be shut down for. To be honest with you, if you're talking about a trip this month, I mean, if it was me, as hard as this is, I'd probably just postpone it because here's the thing. Even when Vegas does open back up, it's going to take a while for everybody to start flowing back in there and for things to get going. Like, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff closed. Like, even when they do open back up, it's probably going to be like a slow process. You know, so I don't know. I mean, you're talking about last weekend of this month. That's really that's like 3 weeks away. I don't see that happening, to be honest. You thought Legoland New York was supposed to be open last year? I don't know. I don't know anything about the park, honestly. I just know they delayed their opening to next year, so can't keep track of all the Legolands. There's so many of those, so many Legolands. Merlin owns a lot of Legoland parks. Um Actually, if I go to Merlin, do they own that? They do own that New York one. Okay. So, as far as Merlin goes when it comes to like the US, it's all Legolands that they own. 3 Legolands. So, all right. Look like pretty cool parks. They look pretty cool. If I was driving by one, I probably wouldn't mind stopping and hanging out there for a little bit. I know some of them have coasters. All right, what do you guys think? Any other news? Maybe I missed some news or not rumors. I see people talking about rumors in the comments. I'm not talking about rumors. Is there any like substantial like oh, you know what? Something I did that wasn't on Screamscape, but I did hear about soil testing has begun, and the crypt at King's Dominion has been completely cleared. That whole area, it looks like is they're getting it ready to go. Everything is in line with that SNS 40 free spin rumor that we were hearing about from kdfans.com. Um, so it looks like there's a good chance of that happening, and it seems like whatever they're doing is on track for 2021. So that's some good news. I'll gladly take that. I was really glad to hear that. So, did I see Cedar Point's website on April Fools? What was on Cedar Point's website? I didn't see it. Yeah, Jersey Devil construction is still hauling. I mean, it is still moving along really well. Yeah, they're making. I mean, they're making huge progress on that. It's great. All right. Shall we move on to trivia? Any other news things we want to discuss? I can almost see all you guys, jumping up and down right now. Trivia, 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 trivia. You guys get so excited for the trivia. uh Anything else? All right, moving on then. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. News has been slow due to the pandemic. Seems like Six Flags finally learned their lesson about the construction opening new rides with West Coast racers. Absolutely, and good thing. Good thing. All right, on to trivia now. I have 2 trivia questions for you guys. You guys ready to work those brains? Get those chain dogs running, greased up, get the motors going, moving that chain along. All right. I'll try to stop with a pun. Sorry. Bad puns, I know. All right. First question here. Six Flags Over Texas opened in 1961 as the first park in the Six Flags chain. A roller coaster that opened with the park would only last for a few seasons. What was the first roller coaster at Six Flags Over Texas to go defunct? It was the first coaster in the Six Flags chain. Anybody know what it was? Oh, thank you, Kyle. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, let me know how you guys like that news format. How did you guys like that news format? Let me know for sure. You guys are guessing. Way off. Way off. Yep. Yep. Justin Clark got it. He probably looked at RCDB, but we'll give it to him anyway. Oh no, the ride rotation program wasn't until like the 80s. It was like a few years in the 80s. This was all the way back in early 60s. But yeah, Justin has the answer. So it's Cucaracha. Cucaracha opened at Six Flags Over Texas in 1961 with the park. It was when it opened for the 1961 season, it was known as Sidewinder, and it was in the US section of the park. But for 1962, it was moved to the Mexican section, and it was called Cucaracha. It was an Alan Herschel company Wild Mouse. So yeah. And for you guys here, I'm gonna send you guys the link so you guys can follow along with these rides if you want to. Hey, what's up, Christian? So there's an RCDB link right there for Cucaracha. There's no pictures of it, but that provides some info there. There's some info written down in there, some facts about it and whatnot, and about the location. So that's Cucaracha at Six Flags Over Texas. All right. The second and final trivia question here. Are you guys ready for this one? This is a difficult one. I really do feel like. So hey, Gingy Snap, what's up? Okay, so the second question. There is a very small, obscure roller coaster in Japan that uses a wide conveyor belt like system in the lift rather than a chain. What is this roller coaster? Very small, obscure coaster in Japan uses a conveyor belt as a lift rather than a chain. Anybody know this? It's a very small ride, extremely small park, not slope shooter. And There I mean, this is the only coaster I've seen like this. As far as I know, there's no other lifts like this. So I guess forgive my ignorance, if there are other ones like this you guys know of, but I've never came across any other coaster like this before. Did Taylor from Coaster Studios ride it? No, he did not. This is really, really obscure. It's not a park, any of us would really travel to. It's nothing really. It looks like from the pictures, the park probably just consists like of this coaster. It kind of looks like one of those like maybe like maybe like an entertainment center or no, it's a park. It is a full-fledged park, but it is a very small park though. It's more just like a glorified carnival. It's just like lots of concrete midways and oh, they do have 4 coasters there, surprisingly. Um yeah, very obscure though. All right. Not Space Fantasy, not Ultra Twister, not Smart Car. Richard Bannister's probably wrote it. He probably has, yeah. What's he have, like 1,500 credits? I don't know. Christian says, I know the coaster, but don't know where it is located. It goes in and around a log flume. It's red and black. Okay, you might be onto something. What color is it? Yeah. It's actually not it's red and white, at least as far as these pictures go. It looks like all these pictures are from 2005 and 2017 on RCDB, and it's red and white. Maybe it's been painted black since then, but it's red and white on here, and it does go around a log flume. Um, what's up, Gingy Snap? Spamming those emojis. Richard Bannister, you can look him up. He has a website. Very accomplished roller coaster enthusiast, and he's been on like every single coaster in the world. Not really, but he's been on like I think maybe he even has like 2,000 credits or something like that. He has a lot of credits. So, all right, guys. I don't think anybody knows the full answer to this. I do have to give credit to hey, Professor Coaster. I do have to give credit to Ginger or not Gingy Snap. Sorry, Christian. I have to give credit to Christian because he knows the ride I'm talking about, but he just can't remember the name of the park, name of the coaster. It looks like Zayden might also kind of have an idea, but not exactly. He spelled it wrong. But anyway, this coaster is called Torocco. Torokko. I'll send you guys the link to it right now so you guys can follow along on RCDB. Hey, thank you, Damo Coaster. Thank you. All right, but there's the RCDB link. Yeah, Torocco Coaster, which is at Hokkaido, Greenland, and Hokkaido, Japan. It was made by some company called Takahashi Kekai Sangyo. There are no stats available for this ride, but it is very small. But it does wrap around a small log flume ride. So it's pretty cool. Go look at the pictures there. It's interesting. It has that conveyor lift. What I'm wondering though is like how it would work as far as like the anti rollback, because chain lift coasters they have like the chain dog that grabs the links of the chain to keep it from rolling back. Is there anything like that on this ride? I don't know. Maybe something grabs onto like the I see the lift hill has like um ledger things like under the track. Maybe it grabs onto one of those or something. I don't know. Not quite sure there. Kyle says, I think Taylor from Coaster Studios did ride it because he went to Greenland. I mean, I don't know. Um, well, this is Hokkaido Greenland, which is in Japan. The name of the park is Hokkaido Greenland. I mean, I didn't hear Taylor talk about this park at all. I haven't seen any videos about this park. And this is not a destination for coaster enthusiasts. I mean, you wouldn't go here, you know, unless you're really like super dedicated to like getting credits probably. Maybe he did. I could be wrong. He might have went there, but I really don't think he did. I don't know. Yeah, Coaster Lover just said it. Taylor went to Mitsui Greenland. Yeah. There's a lot of parks I think in Japan. I think there's probably a few of them that have like the name Greenland in the title. I can see where the confusion is there. How many coasters in the world? Over 5,000. Over 5,000. So some of those might be SB&O, standing but not operating. Not sure, but yeah, you can look on RCDB. They have or you know what? We'll just look right now. Let's look on RCDB. Let's see. Roller coasters. Current status operating. Okay, so I always search for operating. There are 5,076 operating roller coasters in the world. So 5,076 operating. That operating number does not include like rides that are slated to open this year, I believe. So it wouldn't have like Orion or Pantheon or Iron Gwazi or anything on there. So then the actual number you could probably say is a little higher than that, but 5,076. There you go. Richard Bannister has probably been on over half of them. So, well, yeah, technically most are SB&O right now. Yeah. All right. Now it is Q&A time. Now is the time to ask questions. I always have people asking me questions the whole time, and I just ignore them up to this point because, like, I always tell everybody, I say it all the time. Everybody knows this. The Q&A is at the end. So now is the time to ask questions. So I'll do my best. I'll try to answer as many of them as possible. I get lots of questions thrown at me, so bear with me here. Huh. Yeah, that's right, Damo Coaster. Good pointing out some facts there. Coaster Camp says you should make your own merchandise. Have you considered it? So I've actually asked you guys for your opinions about me making merchandise before. And I kind of wanted to do it, but I also don't want to do it if it's not going to be worth it at all. Um, I probably will do it eventually, but here's the thing. I only have like 2,100 subscribers right now. Thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. And that's awesome. But as far as merchandise, I feel like it's not really worth it at this point to make merchandise. I've asked you guys twice, and both times I did a poll on my community tab one time. Like 80% of people said they would not buy merch if I made it. And that was when I was at like 1,000 subscribers. Um, and then on one of my recent live streams, I asked if you guys would like to see me make merch. And a lot of people were saying no, that they wouldn't buy it if I made merch. So let me know again, because it seems like a couple people might be interested. But if there's only going to be like 2 or 3 people buying stuff, I'm not going to bother, setting up a store and everything. So I feel like a merch store would probably be something I do like maybe when I get to like 5,000 subscribers or something like that, when I have a little bit more traction and maybe there'd be a little bit more interest. So that way, maybe I can sell like 10 items or something, at least. But let me know, what do you guys think about merch? Okay, Cameron says they would buy my merch. Okay, so you'd buy my merch. Rings of Earth is not allowed to buy merch, so no. Coaster Camp would definitely buy merch. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. But I mean, short answer, yes, I have considered merchandise. Should I do another poll? I feel like it'd probably be better if I just did another poll on the community tab so that way my whole community could see it. Um, like I said, I have asked before though for votes, and the overwhelming majority said they would not buy. Okay, Professor Coaster would buy. And I mean, you guys that are saying you would buy the merch, like you would actually like seriously buy some if I went and put it up like in a few days or something, like you would actually do that. Okay. Thanks for the feedback, I man. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let me know whether or not you would buy it, you know? It's that's what I'm trying to gauge here, like how much interest there actually is. So it sounds like a few people. Okay, Cameron would actually seriously buy some. That's good. Okay. I mean, I would say that probably at some point I will do a merch store. I just don't really know if it's worth it right now. 2,000 subs, very small channel. I would probably sell like 3 to 5 things maybe, and that's probably about it. And it's I put a lot of time and effort into like setting stuff like that up. And if it's not going to bear any results, like what's the point in doing it? But I'll absolutely do it if there's interest. I wouldn't have any problem doing that. Okay, I'll go on to some other questions here now. Favorite GCI that I've been on is Thunderhead. I've only been on two. They're ranked right next to each other in my rankings. They're like number 11 and 12, I believe. It's yeah, Thunderhead, Mystic Timbers. So how I think Iron Gauzy will compare to other big RMCs like Steel Vengeance or Zadra. I think it'll hold its own against those. Um, I feel like it's not going to be better than Steel Vengeance probably, but who knows? Um, Zadra could go either way. Zadra looks amazing. That's like way up on my bucket list. That looks so good. Um, Favorite Six Flags park? I have not been to Six Flags Park yet. It's all about return on investment. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to operate a store at a loss. If I break even, it'd be fine, but I'm not going to, try to operate at a loss. What do I think about the B&M family coasters? Those family inverts look pretty fun, I think. I need to watch a POV of one again, but I was actually looking at pictures the other day. They look pretty fun. They don't look fantastic. Honestly, I feel like the newer generation, like Vekoma family suspended coasters, like Dragonflyer, which was an awesome, awesome ride. I feel like those are probably better, to be honest. But the B&M family inverts look fun. Those family coasters are probably still like 12, 10, 11 million dollars from B&M. Coaster Camp says, I think a Coaster Daddy sweatshirt would look cool. Your new logo would also look cool on merch. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think it would look great too. Absolutely. It's just a matter of, is it going to be worth going through all of that and setting up the store, getting all the things in place, paying any fees that I might have to? Is it worth it, at this point? So that's what I'm looking into. What Cedar Fair Park do I think will get the next big coaster in 2021? I feel like Cedar Point probably will get a coaster in 2021. Um, Especially since they're missing out on so much revenue this year. I feel like they're going to want to bring something to that park again for next year to draw more people in. Um, since they've lost so much this year. So Cedar Point, let's see. Maybe I think maybe one other park. Probably only two Cedar Fair parks at a time will probably be getting coasters next year. Cedar Point and King's Dominion. King's Dominion's probably getting that free spin. Um, that's probably about it though. Kyle Coster says I would buy certain merch if I shipped it somewhere in the US because I live in Canada and cross borders fees can get expensive, but my grandparents go to Florida in the winters, so I might buy it. Okay. You'd have to wait a while for that merch, man. You'd have to wait a while, but okay. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, Mystic Timbers is phenomenal. No ifs, ands, or buts. Iman says, I think for 2021 they will relocate Vortex to Michigan's Adventure as a floorless. That would be great for Michigan's Adventure. I think that would be a good small investment for that park. I mean, a big addition for that park, but you know what I'm saying. It'd still be very small. They wouldn't spend. It'd probably cost like a couple $1,000,000 to like send it over there, get new trains and whatnot. $2 or $3 million or so. I think that'd be great for that park. We need more B&M family coasters. I would like to see a couple here, maybe just so I could try them out. Like I said, though, those like Dragonflyer, like those new Vacomas are just really good, though. So, any common type of coaster model that I haven't been on? I think so. I mean, B&M Flyers are fairly common. Haven't been on those. I haven't been on SNS 40 free spins. Haven't been on SLCs. So, yep, haven't been on those. Intamin hypers aren't, I wouldn't say really that they're common, but I haven't been on any Intamin hypers yet. So, my favorite coaster in Pennsylvania, Ravine Flyer 2. Phantom's Revenge is really, really close, though. Phantom's Revenge is really close to that. I think they're ranked. I think I have those ranked back to back, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. But yeah, Ravine Flyer 2. I think I have ranked above that. Yeah, Ravine Flyer 2 is my favorite coaster in Pennsylvania. So, and Phantom's Revenge is like 2 spots below that. There's one coaster in between those two, which is Diamondback. So, and I did consider putting Phantom's Revenge above Diamondback. So, I did consider that, but I'm like, I just love Diamondback. So, Cameron says, I think Vortex is too old to be moved to another park. I would have to respectfully disagree, I think. Iron Wolf, which is the very first B&M that was ever built at Six Flags Great America, opened before Vortex. That was moved to Six Flags America back in 2012. And then just in 2019, they did the floorless conversion on it. Now it's Firebird. So they just converted that. That's even older than Vortex. So B&Ms have great service life. There are only 2 defunct B&Ms, which are the 2 sides of Dragon Challenge at Universal in Florida. That's it. Those are the only defunct B&Ms out of over 120 B&Ms. So, OMG, I really want B&M to attempt a Megalight or a Blitz. That'd be awesome to see. Those Megalights are pretty intense looking, very compact and twisty, and lots of ejector, it seems like. And I feel like that kind of layout isn't really suited for B&Ms because they have like the huge tracks and they're very graceful and drawn out. I don't know if they would do something like that. It would certainly be cool to see. What I would like to see more is the Hyper GTXs, because those are pretty cheap. The Chance Hyper GTXs, they're cheap, very twisty and compact, very similar to like a Megalight. but they're a lot cheaper because they're not an intimate ride. So, or B&M. B&M family inverts are terrible. Why do you say that? Have you actually been on one? Have you been on a B&M family invert? They don't look that exciting to me. I mean, they look all right. They look like good family coasters. Yeah, B&Ms have great life left in them. Kyle Coster says I would buy a moisture wicking Sport Tech shirt. All right, cool. Good idea there. Thanks for feedback. Yeah, I know it's 33 years old. So it is up there. Maybe they will just scrap it in a few years, but I think it could definitely have another 10 years at least if they put floorless trains on it. Probably even longer than that if they really wanted to. I don't know. Do I necessarily think it's worth saving? I don't think it'd be worth it for them to convert it and keep it at Carowinds, to be honest. I think it'd be better at a park like Michigan's Adventure where they really need something new there. So, am I going to Kings Island this year? I should be. Yeah, I should be. I was supposed to be going there a week from today to ride Orion. Oh, man. We would have been riding Orion in 1 week. Can you believe that? We would have been riding Orion in 1 week. Oh, that's depressing. All right. Anyway, aero coasters, yeah, that can be a different story. Yeah, it's hard to get parts for arrows, because they're so old. They've been out of business for 20 years now, almost. Yeah, I did see Airtime Thrills videos where he suggested that relocating Vortex is floorless. I think it'd be a decent move for that ride if they wanted to invest that money into it. It'd be good for one of the smaller parks, I think. Do I think Six Flags Great Adventure should relocate Green Lantern as a floorless? If so, where should it go? I think that'd be great if another park could get that. Like, let's see, like Laronde, or Great Escape or something like that, or even Six Flags Darien Lake. I think. Skipped out. Yeah, stand-ups are not great at all. Fusion is the only SLC I've been on. I really enjoyed it. Before Icon was my second favorite at the park. Okay, nice. It looks cool. I love that color scheme on that ride. I think it could go to Over Texas, but I think Scream should go there instead. I agree, yeah. And it's easier to move Scream to Over Texas, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But Green Lantern is close to like Darien Lake or Great Escape. And Scream would be closer to Over Texas, I believe. So it would work out better like that. Be less of a hassle actually physically moving them. So, favorite coaster in South Carolina? Fury 325. It doesn't start in South Carolina, but it is in South Carolina. My favorite coaster completely in South Carolina um, would probably be Afterburn. So, Ravine Flyer 2 or Voyage? Voyage by a little bit. Airtime Thrills thinks Ravine Flyer 2 is the most overrated Gravity group. He likes the ride, but he does think it's kind of overrated. And it just hurts me every time he says that. It hurts me to hear that. That's my boy. Ravine Flyer 2. Okay, Coaster Lover 2001 says technically the original Hulk is defunct, so would that make it 3? That's really interesting you bring up that point because I'm working on a script right now for a video about how I count coaster credits that'll be coming out in a few days or whatever. And I do not consider that as something like a separate credit. So I would consider it the same coaster personally, but I can see the argument and the gray area for that. So think whatever you want about that. For me, it's the same ride. But yeah, we need more Hyper GTX. Some of the neglected Cedar Fair and Six Flags parks would be perfect to get them. Absolutely. I always have a soft spot for B&M's since my first roller coaster. Yeah, suspended and inverted coasters are awesome. I feel so sorry for SeaWorld parks. They invested so much this year. Yeah. Yeah, they're really taking a hit with those new rides. I mean, they don't even get the chance to like really have all that hype when they open up. Like whenever they do open, it's just going to be like, oh yes, we're open back up, and it's going to be like, oh, we have a new ride, by the way. I mean, they'll still be great and they'll still be popular, I think, but man, really kill some of that momentum. The hype train and whatnot. Chance Hyper GTX, absolutely, yeah. Florist Green Lantern would probably be similar to Rougarou. Absolutely, yeah. And I think Rougarou is a really solid supporting coaster that does get forgotten about because it is at Cedar Point. But it's in my very low top 10 at Cedar Point, and I think it's a really fun ride, honestly. After I've gotten many more rides on it, it's like a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I did a review a long time ago for that ride after I only rode it once, and I gave it a 6.5, but I've upped that to a 7.5 since then. It's a really solid ride, in my opinion. I've gotten some really good rides on it. I've also gotten some not so great ones. It's not the most consistent, but overall, it's very good, I think. Very strong supporting coaster. Infusion isn't bad. It's not massively rough. And no, keep Scream. It's a great ride. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Scream looks kind of cool with its color scheme. It's a shame they just plopped it over a parking lot. Didn't bother to do anything with the parking lot, but what do I think about B&M staggered seating on the hypers? I like them. I like the staggered seating. I've been on Diamondback and Intimidator. I like the staggered seating. I don't know if I like it better or not, but I've done 4 across on Fury. I have not done a hyper though with a 4 across, but I like the staggered seating. I think it's cool. Huge long trains, Christian says controversial, but PTC trains are far better than Millennium Flyers. Fair enough. I mean, the PTC trains are great, I think. I don't have any problem with them necessarily. They could be improved, definitely, but I don't mind them. I do definitely prefer the Millennium Flyers myself, though, but it's all preference. Are Rougarou and Mantis different or the same? Same. To me, they're the same credit. I count them as one credit. You guys will hear all about that in a video I have coming out in the next couple days or so, where I go into much detail about how I count credits personally. So be on the lookout for that. They should relocate. Wait. They should relocate Fury to South Carolina and relocate F-Bird to North Carolina. No point in that. Do I miss Volcano? Absolutely. I never got to ride it. I would have loved to ride it. Okay, Coaster Lover says he agrees with me. He doesn't consider the new Hawk to be a new credit, but it is technically a new coaster. The inverse applies to B&M stand-up to floorless conversions. Yeah. Yeah, I consider the conversions one credit as well. And I would also consider the Hulk a new credit, although I understand the gray area because, technically they did rebuild the Hulk, and it is a new coaster in and of itself. So I understand the two viewpoints on that. Honestly, it doesn't really matter how you count your credits. It's all about having fun anyway. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. My favorite food restaurant at Cedar Point, mine is Backbeat Q. 100% agree with you. Backbeat Q is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Yeah. I think that Six Flags Darien Lake can become a top Six Flags park with the right care. Absolutely, I agree. Lots of potential there. Also, Worlds of Fun at Cedar Fair for the amount of space they have. Absolutely, yeah. Lots more work needs to be done to World of Fun, I think, than does Darien Lake. But yeah. Every time Thrill compared Kumba to Riddler's Revenge as a sit down. If Six Flags Magic Mountain removed Scream and then convert Riddler's Revenge to Florist, they would probably confuse the hell out of the GP. They would confuse them so hard, yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be great though. Probably be a good move on the Six Flags part. If Green Lantern does get relocated, what could replace it that Six Flags would pay for? Maybe an SNS launch coaster or something, or a premiere like West Coast Racers. Maybe it could be East Coast Racers. I don't know. I could see them getting something though, like West Coast Racers at that park. I think it'd be great for that park, actually. It is so dumb that Six Flags Magic Mountain built Scream on a parking lot, but then themed West Coast Racers to a parking lot. Absolutely. Do it the other way around. Maybe something like Mac Force, since the launch would be different to King to God. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I was thinking that too, but I think something like, West Coast Racers would round out the lineup better. But PTC trains don't lock down. Unlike Millennium Flyers, it's impossible to have any wiggle room. Yeah, that's the one thing that I do not like about the Millennium Flyers. And I can see why you don't like them as much because of that. I mean, for me, I still definitely like them better than the PTC trains. But yeah, the first time I rode Mystic Timbers, like my lap bar I was stapled by the end of the ride. Like right at the end of the ride, there was this one pop where it just got pushed down and I was pretty much stapled. And yeah, I do not like that about the Millennium Flyers. Yeah. They come down so easy. You sometimes think about ranking Rougarou ahead of Millennium Force. Well, that's your personal preference, Kyle. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that if you want to do that. I mean, definitely very intense. Rougarou is definitely more intense and positive forces than Millennium is. Give it that. Let's see. G Money says my favorite CP restaurant is the Corn Dog Place by Gemini Entrance. I eat there every time. Nice. I've never had that. Iman says, do you think they will ever rebuild Batman Night Flight at Darien Lake, the Intamin stand up from Astro World? No, that actually got removed from there. I don't think it's even there anymore. It's too far gone. It's sad to say, but it's too far gone. Huh. I mean, it wouldn't have been a fantastic ride anyways. Just sad that, we lose that history and Astro World and all that stuff, Sucks. West Coast Racer style ride at Six Flags Great Adventure would be cool. It would be like bringing back and reviving the Chiller. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be nearly as insane as the Chiller, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see that. Also, Six Flags Great America needs a new racing coaster since Rolling Thunder isn't there anymore. Or Great Adventure, okay. Yeah, yes, absolutely, yeah. So it'd fill in that gap for a more moderate launch coaster and a racing coaster. So Damo Coaster says, I'm hoping Merlin adds a family gravity group coaster at Chessington since they worked with GCI for Alton. Chessington hasn't got a coaster since 2004 for Dragon's Fury. Oh, yeah. By the way, at some point, I will be doing a video talking about Merlin, which coaster I think will get removed next from their major amusement parks that have a bunch of coasters. So it's like 7 or 8 of them. At some point, I'll be doing that. Let's see. The best trains are Intamin Blitz, Aero Hypers, Mac Multi-Launch, and Schwarzkopf lap bar only trains. Okay. I feel like there might be some sort of controversial opinions there as far as the best goes, but I respect it. I mean, I love the Intamin T-bars, the soft over-shoulder restraints that some of them have, like Maverick and I-305 aren't bad. I love the clamshells. I do love the Millennium Flyers. Those are some of my favorites. So yes, Green Lantern was Chang. Kentucky Kingdom's next coaster should be a launch coaster or another family style coaster. Um, I think I guess Ed Hart doesn't like launches, by the way, I've heard, so I guess they probably won't add a launch coaster for foreseeable future. Um, but another family coaster, they could kind of use something in between, yeah, between like the thrill and the family style. So I could see Spinball and Rita going at Alton Towers. Are both crap. I absolutely agree. Yeah, I could see both of those going. Rita just seems like it doesn't do anything. I mean, uh, it's just kind of aimless. Do you think it'd be cool if Cedar Point put a dark ride in their large arcade in 2021 instead of a new coaster? It would definitely fill that gap. I would be all for that. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see a new coaster. If not, though, that's fine. But yeah, I think a dark ride where the arcade is would be absolutely phenomenal. I've actually thought for a while that they should do that. Coaster lovers, best coaster trains and restraints, Intamin T-bars, B&M clamshells, PTC trains with buzz bars. Yep, good caveat there, buzz bars. GCI Millennium Flyers and Gravity Group Timberliners. All right. I've not been in a Timberliner yet, but looking forward to trying those out. Yeah, clamshells are nice. So weird because they're so big and bulky, but like, I mean, they're pretty comfortable and they're not restrictive. So let's see. I think Spinball Wizard, Alton Class at Thorpe Park, Rattlesnake at Chesterton will go. Okay. Um, what about spinner? What about a spinner at Kentucky Kingdom? That'd be a good fit for that park. Um, maybe a Mauer. Yeah, Mauer spinners are great. I love Steel Dragon at Waldemere. So let's see. Coaster Lover says, I'm not a huge fan of PTC trains with ratcheting lap bars. I am not that big of a fan of them either. It's really easy to get stapled on those, especially Racer at Kings Island and Voyage for me. Yeah, I don't like how the PTC trains have the seat dividers. A lot of them have the seat divider, and I'm not a fan of the ratcheting lap bars either. Nah. I mean, I don't think they're bad necessarily, but they're definitely not great. Not great. Yeah. Yeah, like I see people in the arcade at Cedar Point and stuff, and I'm like, why are you playing games? Why are you going to an arcade and playing games? You're at freaking Cedar Point. Um, it's like really, but there are people that do go in there. But I could see them taking that stuff out of there and putting a dark ride there at some point. Wasn't Reed a clone from some other random park? I think it's a clone of like Desert Race or something at like Heidi Park. I think those are clones. Yeah, Rita definitely is like a filler Intamin coaster. Cameron says I don't like the seat dividers because I hit my elbow on them every single time. Yeah, yeah, those seat dividers are just dumb in my opinion. I also don't like the PTC trains. Not a lot of them don't have them, but some PTC trains have the headrests. I don't like the headrests. I don't like the seat dividers. I could live with the ratcheting lap bars. I could definitely live with the ratcheting lap bars. If they decided just to leave those on there, but they took out the seat dividers, I think that'd be great. So once rode class at Thorpe Park with my phone in my pocket, didn't crack, dropped my phone off my desk. It cracked. So yeah. Some PTC trains have no padding on those seat dividers. Cough, cough, Raven. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Christian, I have ridden I rode Mean Streak, which had the headrests. Um what else? I think maybe that was the only one. I think maybe I rode Raging Wolf Bobs when it had PTC trains. And I think maybe it had headrests. I'm not positive. See, my favorite ride with PTC trains is Ravine Flyer 2. Thoughts? And that's what Bo said. My favorite, that's my second favorite coaster with PTC trains. My first favorite is Voyage, actually. So, yep. Demo Coaster said, what could replace Rita if it did get removed? for Secret Weapon 9 or 10. I'd like to see a better launch coaster in that spot, maybe. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot. I'm not too knowledgeable on Alton Towers, so I don't know what would work best there, what they'd be most likely to get, et cetera, et cetera. I never say mean streak again. I just said it. See, Christian Moss says the ratcheting ones with individual lap bars are good, but the ones with a double hydraulic. Wait, there are PTC trains that have one individual ratcheting lap bar. I didn't know that. I've never ridden one like that. So favorite ride of PTC trains is Phoenix. Yeah, and that has the buzz bars. So the buzz bars are great, because you're not restricted at all. I mean, that's why you get that crazy airtime on that ride. I think if you put, ratcheting lap bars on Phoenix, like it would not be one of the best coasters in the world. It would just be a typical wooden coaster. Older CCI Woody seems to have buzz bars, and the newer ones seem to have the ratcheting lap bars. Yeah. See, Christian says my favorite coaster of PTC trains is no surprise the Grand National, then followed by Megaphobia, maybe. Okay, cool. Good picks. Gravity Group or GCI? I would say GCI overall, probably because Gravity Group doesn't do as many of like the big crazy rides. But the best Gravity Group coasters I feel like are better than a lot of GCIs. So like Voyage or Ravine Flyer 2, maybe Hades. So the Jungle Trailblazers look great too. So you did like Mean Streak more than Steel Vengeance. Deal with it. That's your opinion. Not arguing here. Let's see. Big Dipper and Nickelodeon Streak are the only ones that come to mind. There might be more. They leave some crazy room. Wow. I'll have to look at that. I didn't know that was a thing. Coaster Camp says, Am I the only roller coaster enthusiast afraid of launches? They legit terrify me sometimes. I've never ridden Top Thrill Dragster. Well, Top Thrill Dragster, a launch like that is absolutely terrifying. That's one of like the few coasters that still gets me like really, really nervous sitting on that launch. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Launches don't really scare me overall. I mean, make me a little nervous, the anticipation and the excitement and whatnot, but you should definitely try Top Thrill Dragster though. It's crazy. Oh no, you keep missing the notification. What's up, CT? Let's see. American Eagle at Six Flags Great America has PTC lap bars, but the ratcheting lap bars are different than the regular ones. They aren't as bulky, and because of that, I like those better. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Those ratcheting ones are just really bulky, and at least the individual ratcheting ones. Oh, they have 4 rows per train. Wow. I'm gonna go check that out. Look at that right now. All right, let's see. Look at the slime streak. Wow. Blackpool Pleasure Beach has 10 coasters. Crazy that they fit 10 coasters into that tiny park. That's awesome. Oh crap, I forgot that Alton Towers, or not Alton Towers, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I forgot that they have a aerodynamics launch shuttle coaster. Wow. Revolution opened in 79. Open there, yeah. Wow, 1979, Arrow was making launch shuttle loop coasters. That wow, such a great innovative company. I mean, a lot of coasters I didn't even realize. Honestly, didn't realize that Blackpool Pleasure Beach had in the first place. All right. I have not been to Hershey Park. Supposed to go this year. We'll see what happens. One time, Superman the ride, I got stapled right up, then unlocked the restraints, and went to my seat. Gave me a lot of room. He said, "Friends don't staple each other." All right, nice. Christian Moss says, however, some of the craziest trains have to be on Ultimate at Lightwater Valley. It's literally a train. It's massive, hard, and bulky. It's massive. Oh man. The Revolution is still crazy 41 years later. One of the reasons Arrow is my favorite. All right, nice. I would love to ride one of those. There's maybe eventually I can get to a Frontier City and ride Diamondback. That'd be awesome. Do I enjoy Corkscrew at Cedar Point? Not really. It's all right. Not as bad as some people say, but it's not great. Has one good airtime moment. So rough when I wrote it last year is definitely a one and done. I've heard a lot of people saying it's still generally smooth and enjoyable. I mean, I think it's pretty smooth. It's just kind of a little bit of headbanging. Um, has one good airtime moment. It's okay. It's an okay. It's like a 5 out of 10. Like it's kind of mediocre. Nothing great. Nothing too terrible in my opinion. But I have had some bad rides on it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today for yet another coaster, another episode of Coaster Cafe. Um, so I really appreciate it. Thank you all for all the support. I think maybe I'll do like a poll on my community tab where I ask about the interest in merch again because it seems like there is maybe some interest in that. I don't know. So why not try it again? So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. As usual, next Saturday at 12 noon, there's going to be another episode of Coaster Cafe as normal, episode 14 next week. So thank you guys for sticking with me. It's been fun. And I will see you guys next time. See you guys. Bye.